Good evening, everyone. Hi, how are you? You guys are here live with a special live with Brushed by Brandy. My name is Brandy. I'm the owner and artisan behind Brushed by Brandy. If you guys don't already, I hope you'll go follow my pages. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest as well. So I am a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. I'm also a brand ambassador for Would You Bend Moldings. And so we're here tonight specifically to talk about Would You Bend Moldings. Would You Bend has taken over the Painted Furniture Before and After group this month, and they've done a whole bunch of really cool giveaways. I've seen some awesome prizes that you guys have been winning. And I'm going to work with some of their products tonight. So what Would You Bend is it's a wood composite that once you heat it, it will flex to whatever shape you want it to flex to. So I'm going to be working with medallions like this. These are my favorite that they offer through Dixie Belle. And they remind me of a snowflake. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. I've been looking for a really impactful design that I could use these on. So you guys might be looking at what's behind me. Remember when I said impactful design? This is an impactful design. I'm going to turn my volume down. Sorry, my notifications are on. You guys, my husband Sean is here to answer any questions you guys might have. But let's go ahead and work with some Would You Bend. So my idea on this piece, this is a stencil design. This is a mid-century modern bar. So this piece flips down. Let's see if I can do it without, yeah, there we go. I don't have hardware on it. This piece flips down, and then inside is a little bar area with a mirror and everything. So I'm not done with in here. This piece is very much still a work in progress. But you can kind of see the finish I'm doing on it. It's a little bold. It's a little out of the ordinary for me. And so it really needs some hardware that just kind of screams at you. So I want to show you guys how a Would You Bend molding bends. So let's go ahead and take a piece of Would You Bend. We'll take one of these guys right here, which is just a little applique. It comes in a variety of designs. These, you can find a retailer by going to the Would You Bend Moldings group on Facebook. Dixie Belle retailers also carry these. So you can go to dixiebellepaint.com and find a retailer near you.
Just really quick, I want to make sure that everybody can see okay. Okay.
Turn the MiFi on.
Perfect.
I don't think it's on. Here, let me see it. Okay, just one second, guys. I'm going to check my internet connection. Okay, better safe.
Sorry about that, guys.
Better safe than sorry. We wanted to check the connection, but it looks good. So what you do with these moldings is you can paint them in any design you want, but before you paint them, you want to apply them. So I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gun, just a regular heat gun. Right now, this is pretty rigid. It's it actually might even break if I tried to bend it right now. It definitely would break. It would snap. But once I apply a little bit of heat to this, I don't want to burn my fingers, so I'm going to set it down. And then after a little bit of heat, these become super pliable, where I could bend this, you know, if I wanted to wrap a corner with this even, I could wrap a corner with
almost like rubber.
They're so flexible.
Yeah.
And then if I want to heat this again, I can put it back to flat. As many times as you need to heat it and cool it, you can. But it just becomes super pliable from that rigid state that it was when I first started. I mean, it's got so much flex to it now. Ooh. So those are the Would You Bend moldings. They're really, really, really cool. So like I showed you in the beginning, the ones that I'm going to use tonight are these huge gold medallions. Now I spray painted these in a gold, and then I covered them in a clear acrylic lacquer. And my intent for these is I'm going to use them on the centers of these doors here. Probably a little higher than center, because I do want it to line up with my drawer here, which is also done in a gold. I think it's going to be beautiful. And then the bottom is a gold, and I'm going to pop this up on some gold hairpin legs, and it's just going to be like your quintessential mid-century modern bar. So that's my intent. So what I want to show you guys is that right now this is pretty rigid, but I can heat this and I will be able to drill out the center of this with my drill gun. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to go ahead and attach this. The surface is a little dusty because I've been working on this piece quite a bit. So the first thing I'm going to do I've already spray painted these, but I'm gonna go ahead and heat this, and I wanna make sure that I don't heat it so much that my paint starts to bubble. But I spray painted it because I wanna be able to apply it and not paint it on top of my piece. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of heat, and then we're gonna go ahead and drill out the center of this medallion. I'm moving my heat gun because if I leave it in one place too long, that's what could start to bubble the paint. This gets really hot really fast, my heat gun does. A hair dryer on a high setting could also work for this. Okay, and I can already tell that it has become totally, isn't that crazy? It's totally floppy now. So now while it's still soft, I'm gonna go ahead and just take my drill gun and I'm going to put it right in the center of my medallion and I'm gonna drill this out. Just big enough that a screw could go through. And I'm going to go ahead and pull off these little excess. I'm going to go at it one more time again from the back. And I've got a really nice hole in here. I just destroyed my would you bend medallion. So here's what I did. It's still soft even now. So I put a hole in there. I'm going to go ahead and let it cool. And I'm going to come over here and measure my piece. Now I want this to be roughly in line with the hardware that's going to go on this drawer here. So let's see, my door is 15 inches. So we're going to go at the 7.5 inch mark, which is about right here. And then I'll measure how high this hardware is from the ground. It's at 21.5 inches. So I want to go with the 21.5 inch mark, which puts me right here. So originally on this piece, the hardware was over here and I covered my hardware holes. I filled it with Dixie mud, knowing that I wanted to go ahead and make new hardware holes. So since I can only drill this one time, I'm going to go ahead and check my measurements. All right.
That's so weird.
I might have learned the hard way on that one. And 21.5. All right. That's pretty close.
All right, big reveal. Let's see what we do here.
All right, you guys ready? I'm going to drill this door out. Makes me nervous, can you tell? Makes my husband nervous too. Worst case scenario,
I didn't know you knew how to use a tape measure.
If I end up with a hole in the wrong spot, then I just have to drill. I have to fill it and drill it again. So I'm going to go ahead and make my hole right here. Ready? All right, that's it. We committed.
All right.
And then I'm going to take my Would You Bend medallion, and I like to apply these with Quick and Thick. It's Type On Quick and Thick. It's a multi-surface glue, and I love this stuff because it's quick and it's thick.
Oh, Sheila's on.
Sheila's on.
Timing is everything.
It doesn't take a lot, but I want to make sure I get good coverage all over the back of the side of my medallion. So what I mean by quick and thick is this sets up fairly quickly, and it's a nice thick consistency, so it's not going to run down the front of my piece once it's on there. Some glues, if they're too thin, they can just start running. All right, so I've got pretty good coverage. I'm going to go ahead and smear some of this around with my finger and just make sure I get it all the way out to the edges. All right, and I feel like that's pretty good coverage. It's going to attach pretty well. Now I also brought out some blue tape because once this is on here, I'm going to need to hold it on. So I'm going to peel off a couple pieces of my blue tape, and I'll just hold them right here for a minute. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to line up the hole that I made in my medallion with the hole that I made in my furniture piece. I know, so much pressure, right? And I want it to be roughly straight up and down. So then, this is still soft from me heating it. So what I think is kind of cool is no furniture piece, even this totally flat door, is truly flat. It's got some kind of shape to it. So because this is nice and pliable, I can mold it perfectly to the any slight curvature or warping that this door might have. It's a, you know, I'm gonna guess this is from 1950, so it's probably a 70-year-old furniture piece. And you can see right there. So then this is my hardware. And so my knob's gonna sit right in the middle there. And I think that looks really cool. So these medallions are great to use as hardware backings as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and tape this in place. I'm gonna kind of give it like a support bra because I don't want it to fall.
Nice.
Yeah, until that glue starts setting up. I want it to stay in this place. I can see right here in my hole that my hardware hole, or my hole I made in the medallion, lines up with the hole we drilled in the door behind it. So once I put a screw in there, they will line up and I'll be able to actually put my hardware on.
Not that, because obviously you surpassed me with this information easily.
Oh,
but you could take a screw and just loosely set it in there.
I could, but my screws for this are way on the other side of the room, and I have the tape right here. Oh. So you see where I'm going with that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Interesting.
Sometimes the convenience factor wins out. So now this is already painted on my piece. I don't have to paint it. When I clear coat my piece completely, I will clear coat this medallion as well. And then I can install the hardware on there and that'll be done. So you guys want to go ahead and do the other door, or the other door on the other side? I'll move myself over there and we'll go do that one too. I'm feeling really excited about this one. Does this finish scare you guys? It scares me a little bit. It's out of my wheelhouse completely. But I think that looks so pretty, you guys.
I like the tape.
As hard, yeah, the blue tape.
If you leave the tape, that's the.
But I love this huge medallion for hardware backing. If you really want that hardware to just pop and be the statement on your piece, adding would you bend as a backing on it is perfect. So let's go ahead and drill out this medallion here. So this one has no flex to it at all whatsoever. So I need to heat it up a little bit. This is my piece of cardboard that I spray painted my hardware on.
Yeah, I was going to say I like your mobile workstation.
Yeah, I know, but it gets a lot of use. I just use the same piece of cardboard over and over again. So I'm going to heat this up. Moving my heat gun around so that I don't, because I've already painted this and I don't want it to start bubbling. It doesn't take a lot of heat. This gun, it gets really hot really fast. And it heats these moldings up pretty quickly too. Yeah, right there I feel like it's already pretty soft. Yeah, it's got some bend to it. It doesn't need a whole lot because I'm not trying to bend this. I'm actually going to, I'm using that flex so that it doesn't crack when I drill it out. And same thing with my drill gun, which is pink, by the way, because my husband bought these for me for Christmas and he painted them for me. So I have my own set of pink power tools. He took them all apart and just painted the bodies for me. All right.
Connie says she'd burn herself with the heat gun, so she uses a blower.
Yeah,
I can't. I would agree.
I have two heat guns. One gets hotter than the other one, and this one gets really hot really fast. And I have burned myself. I burned myself last night with a hot glue gun. That's always fun. So I've drilled out my hardware, and now I can let, or my medallion, and now I can let this cool back down. And let's come over here and mark this door for our screw holes. So at the 7.5 inch mark.
No pressure. You're on camera 2 times.
I know.
No big deal.
I feel like I got it right the first time. If I can do this twice, then today's a good day.
Oh, man.
And yeah, 21.5 inches for this one too. Wow, that's pretty. That's pretty
Sorry
good.
for the camera shake. Between laughing and a bad back. There you go.
I don't think anything's funny about this, by the way.
Whatever.
I'm a little nervous right now. All right, that's pretty good.
You sure you don't want to measure it one more time?
No, I'm going for it. And then I'm going to go ahead and drill my hole out.
Oh, goodness.
right. Hope I didn't damage anything inside there. Just kidding. There's a shelf.
All the fine china hanging out inside.
Not in the way of the hole. And then, let's see, I'm going to look over here for where I've got at the top, which is kind of these two little leaf guys, so it's facing the same direction.
Are you going to put the tape in the exact spot too?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. And then let's go ahead and
I'm just checking.
Add our quick and thick.
Wait, what is that?
Quick and thick support bra.
You're welcome, Sheila.
Yeah. This is made by Titebond. It's a hardware store item, so you can find it at Home Depot or Lowe's, but it's my favorite glue. Sheila knows. Sheila's the owner of the one and only autographed bottle of Quick and Thick from Brushed by Brandy. All right. And then
it's in a display case.
I'm going to spread this out a little bit. Do you guys have any plans for Super Bowl next weekend? Sorry, the display case got me thinking. Not that we own any sports memorabilia.
We actually do.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
We do. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay, I had a friend a long time ago who worked with Joe Montana.
70 and
yeah,
7 years.
And he needed me to do him a favor. And so he gave me an autographed football from Joe Montana. Sure, why not? In a display case, and we're still hanging on to it. Neither one of us, I don't know. I guess you could.
You know, if you're going to bring that into play, he actually, prior to the games being won, those are the two teams that he picked for the Super Bowl. Just saying.
Wait, I didn't.
Joe Montana had made a prediction for the teams to go into the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs, which, yeah, I'm just going to ramble on.
Yeah, nobody's listening
Carry
to
on.
you. All right, so I feel like I'm pretty straight. Although, let me back up because I'm kind of off to the side. My holes are lined up. My medallion is still a little bit flexible, so I don't want, some molds you put on and they can have a little bit of a gap in between your piece. You don't get that with wood you bend. It fits right up tight to exactly the shape of the piece that you're putting it on. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of blue tape on here to hold this up while the glue dries. My paint is already nice and dry. This was painted yesterday. So I know I'm not going to remove any of my paint. All right. And so same thing over here. And I'll have this bright gold hardware on here. It kind of fits in. The filigree of my hardware really fit in with the filigree of those medallions. That was kind of where my inspiration came from. And then it's got this big, huge gold guy that goes up here. So I think once the hardware is added all over this piece, it's really going to come together. And those medallions will be the statement of it all. So I'm pretty excited. I've got a few more days of work to put into this piece. But those are Wood You Bend moldings. Like I said, you guys can go to the Wood You Bend moldings group on Facebook. Dixie Belle retailers also carry these in their shops. If you go to dixiebellepaint.com, the link that I put above in the post, and you can find a retailer near you. And check with them and see if they carry the Wood You Bend moldings. They come in tons of different designs and super awesome accent to your piece. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Actually, if you guys want to head over to the World of Chalk Paint Distress and Decoupage group, I'm going to be live there in about 30 minutes. We're going to work on another project tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys have a great week and a great weekend, and I will see you guys soon.